Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So I gave myself an extra 20 minutes to start this stream, and guess who's still not ready? I got bad news. If you saw my description when I first put this out, I said the part 4 of the shooter case was going to happen today. Well, I got my computer back today. So let's start there. That's good. Got my computer back today. And it's amazing. But my old computer decided to just poke me one last time before I give it up. And it's still an hour and a half away from transferring part 4 to this computer. So nothing I can do can make it go faster. The power cord stopped working today for some reason. I don't know why. So it's charging with a cell phone cord, which is not working. It's just barely working. It's working enough that I can get these videos transferred, but I just didn't have time to get them transferred until before this stream. However, I do have Judge Williams, I think it is, from Kentucky, and he's great. So we're just going to insert Judge Williams for today, and then we're going to go to Fleischer. And let me tell you guys, I could watch today's Fleischer stream over and over and over again, and I have, because I was playing with it, making those stupid shorts today, and I was there today most of the time until I found out my computer wasn't charging, and then I missed some of the stream, but that's okay. I watched it again. It was really good. You guys are gonna have a good time today. So the Kentucky guy, he's great. He is great, but I just think I don't understand all the words that are said. The real thick accents. I wish I would have gotten the earlier case, because the earlier case, I think it was like 10 minutes long, and for 7 whole minutes, I didn't know what they were saying. They're real thick accents they were talking. I might get that. You guys won't understand. Okay. Where to begin? So never mind. Never mind. Fleischer's ready. Everything's ready, except for what we wanted to see, which was the hat getting shot at. Maybe the hat will get shot at, guys. Maybe that's the problem. Her obstruction of justice was she touched his hat. Could be. We don't know. Let's go to Kentucky. And if you could just let me know if my microphone, because it's a whole new computer. I mean, it's not a new computer, but it's a different computer. So let me know if I'm too loud or too soft, or if the volume of the courtroom is too loud or too soft. Let's just look at it real quick. Well, I can turn it up or down. I have options at this point.
Are these the orders that were attached to your pleadings?
Yes, those are the ones. On the way down today, I learned that they were terrible copies. And so I was able to make the best copies I could.
Yeah.
And
I could make them out.
yeah, well, and that I found out. I talked to Ms. Capps about that. And
okay, so this is your client, Mr. Honeycutt.
He is, yes, sir. This is
and this is your client, the Connors. And I've read the pleadings, and this is an attempt by the Connors to establish de facto status.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. And I read your pleadings, and if you want to make your response to it right now, you can.
Well, the pleading that I have prepared is basically this court doesn't have jurisdiction in this case.
That's the reason I want you to make your plea before we talking about factual things. Right. The first thing is
yes, we have this original case. It's going on right now in Pulaski County. All we've got is Clint Harris's order that he has signed, that's the last order that's in existence.
Was he a special judge?
He was special judge on that. There was some kind of a problem, I think, with Judge Venters. Joey Venters became counsel or something, and of course she had to recuse because that's her stepson. I believe that was the etiology.
Miss Capps, you established a file with this case here, and it was attempted to be heard in Clinton County, but I didn't feel like your client had received proper service on the thing, so I put it off to today to make sure that he had an opportunity to be served,
right,
and be present. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, now there is a case going on as far as custody of this child up in Pulaski County.
That's correct.
Now but your clients are not a party to that.
Judge, at the
Are
time,
your clients a party to that?
they were listed as a
Are
party,
they-
but they did not sign any orders.
Well,
There's
I'm
no
just
interest.
asking, I'm not asking you to argue the case. I'm just trying to get everything straightened out in my mind there. They're a party to that action up there. Is that correct?
I don't know if they were actually served in that case, and they did not have a counsel. They were just named because they had been previous foster.
I'm not asking for an argument on it. Are the Connors a party to that case up there? I don't believe they are. It didn't.
I don't know that I don't think they're parties to that.
You know,
But now, okay, so that one up there is Doug versus mother of the child, Brittany Jo Vaught.
yeah.
And that was.
And they had no standing in it. And they didn't enter in it up there to try to establish de facto. So they're not in that. And if they were in that up there, I would immediately grant your motion to say that was the proper venue up there. But in your allegation is the child, and I read your pleadings, was the child was left here for a certain period of time
Yes, Judge.
with an agreement while the father received some sort of treatment, which was unclear to me what he was receiving in the pleadings.
We didn't have any kind of, that's what they've alleged in their pleadings.
I knew I read it in somebody's.
Yes.
Yeah.
That basically, as we've put in our pleadings, our clients tried to assist Mr. Honeycutt.
Well, I'm trying to see how your clients are in front of this court.
Okay. We're in front of this court because this child has been residing in Cumberland County for well over a year. So I thought that was the appropriate venue and jurisdiction to file this action because this is a different action than what's filed in Pulaski
It
County.
is a different action. And it could have an independent cause, but now these de facto things are a little tricky for me sometimes. You have to find out whether the child is present was under a court order or that sort of thing, which makes the time not run if that's the case. There are all sorts of hoops that you got to jump through because I've been wrong on virtually every one of those hoops at one time or another during the time I've been here.
But I know one that you were perfectly right on. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, I might have been right on one, but you remember the ones you're wrong on.
Yes, sir.
And Judge, it's my understanding that de facto can be established, one, through the statute by the criteria of the time period that's required. And specifically in KRA, the last sentence of that provision says any period of time after a legal proceeding has been commenced by a parent seeking to have custody returned. So
And there hasn't been.
there has not been any time because Mr. Honeycutt had temporary custody through that action and he wasn't seeking for return. So I don't think they told the time frame based on that wording in the statute. It's clear and concise. Then
Let
even
me stop you there.
We told it on that in our response.
What's going on in the case up there? Has it been finalized?
Well, nothing's been going on.
Did you get behind the microphone? I can hear you.
I'm sorry, Judge.
It's
Yeah, this is going to be recorded. In my understanding, this case had lay stagnant for a period of time.
That was between him and the biological
Between
mother.
him and yes. Now, well, something I actually see the Connors listed as respondents in this case. I hadn't noticed that at birth, but I've given you a better copy up here. Brittany Voss and Eric and Leslie Connor are listed in the action that he brought up there. as parties.
Judge, if I could get the
Well,
floor.
if you let, if council will let me finish, I've got 2 or 3 things I need to go to.
Go ahead.
Now,
Listen, nobody lets her talk. He tries to talk. She's a lawyer. She's allowed to talk. Nobody lets her talk the whole time.
here's another thing that we're going to have to cross. We don't need to file a separate action. In our response, we've specifically told the time by saying that they're not de facto custodians, and we demand the return of the child. So I think we've told it that if we haven't, it's just a matter of a few days that we'll be able to do it. I think we've told it. Here's the other thing, though. It's very specific to the law. And this will be, of course, this will be facts that you're going to be determining if it stays here. And I don't think it stays here under the facts. Specifically, these very kind and wonderful people, and I'm not going to say a terrible single bad thing about these folks. We all agree that they are wonderful folks who love this child. Having said that, procedurally and legally speaking, the fact that they took dad in along with the child and kept him there for months defeats their.
You have no idea. I don't even have words to describe it. I'm just so happy. And you know what, Darkest, I got to thank you again. Thank you so much.
Their claim under the law for any claim of de facto custodianship. And of course, it's going to end up being a matter of fact finding under KRS 403-270 sub 1 for the court to be able to make. And it's a cookbook, a checklist that the court has got to go through and make. And Judge, I think the facts as I know them right now, I've had to get this one ready quickly because he finds out that there had been court going on and he had not even yet been served yet.
Well, there wasn't any court going on.
Well, I understand that. That's what let me just make that clear. He understood that there was a case before the court, and I assured him, no, if you weren't there, this court nor any other court would have entered something. But it got passed over. We got some notice directly from Ms. Capps, and then we got our response and I think the appropriate motion to dismiss filed. Venue is appropriate in Pulaski County, and yes, and quickly looking at it, I did not notice they are parties, although they've never entered.
I can see it now that it wasn't as clear as I thought. Those. Why were they parties?
I don't know. This was brought by Jennifer Thomas.
Well, let me ask, why they were parties up there?
Can I give you a brief history of the case, Judge, just so you understand?
Tell me.
And that answers why they're parties.
I want to know, did they had the child with them? Was the
They
reason?
were at the time, they had been foster parents until Mr. Honeycutt's DNA was done because the child had been removed from the mother. Mr. Honeycutt was not even involved or known to be anything associated with this child until after September of 2022 when a DNA test was done. Then once that was done, then he was allowed to contact the cabinet, and then they proceeded in filing this private petition. The only reason why these individuals were named were just because they were the foster parents that the child was residing with at the time. Once that order was entered, this action was done. They're no longer foster parents. That time goes away. It can't be stopped because there's a court proceeding involving them because they're not actual parties to the action seeking custody.
And it's in the statute appropriately. Any person who has physical custody of the child or
I didn't know they had physical custody. Somebody,
physical. Now I used inartfully physical possession.
That's the reason they're parties, because they had physical custody.
Physical possession, I think.
What do they call when these fathers lists that they put people on? What is
Putative fathers.
Punitive. Was he on the punitive fathers list?
No, he wasn't.
Well, and that's the testimony is going to show that the cabinet had his information from, Brittany, had his information for more than 14 months before we believe this to be a fact, before they even let this know. So he would have known it many months before. Once he found this was his child, he stepped up to the plate and took his responsibility seriously and appropriately, and went to Jennifer, got this thing started, which was admirable and correct. Now, there's been hearings in Pulaski County where all of them have been in the courtroom at that time.
So this guy's allowed the word salad the whole way through, and she can't even explain anything. I mean, I don't even know why they're in court. So the mom got the child taken away from her. At that point, I don't even think the dad knew there was a child. He found out, DNA test, he tested that he is the father, and now he wants his child. But they've had this child for so long now, so they want to keep this child. So that's what we're here for. And hopefully their lawyers gets to speak. But look at the foster mother. If we could just let her talk. She wants to go to town on everybody. You know it. Look at her.
The plaintiffs here, the petitioners here rather, have been in the courtroom, and there's been interplay that we put into our motion where
I saw that, but the fact that they're in the courtroom because they have an interest in want the child and everything should not be held against them. I mean, they still
not at all. But what the reason I included this was, one, to show they have notice and knowledge of it, and two, to show that it's quite possible that they don't want it decided in Pulaski County, and thus brought it down here in order to be able to do it. I think the evidence is quite clear,
Kentucky,
that they want these cases separate and apart. And just the reality is they are not. It's one child, all of these people together, and it needs to be decided by one judge. Now, Judge Harris has already heard a lot of testimony on the thing, and theoretically, he is more familiar with it than any of us. I don't believe Ms. Capps was a part of that court action. I certainly was not, but I've spent past few days getting
the judgment that he had up there gave temporary custody,
temporary sole custody today.
Just between
wait a second. Did he give any visitation to the mom? Is mom involved? Is she given up and gone away, or what's the story?
Judge,
I'll give you an opportunity. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but if he can answer, has she exercised any visitation?
Yes. Christmas was the last time I've seen it.
I think Judge Harris put some visitation on the end.
Let me ask you, rather than going through long litigation, however I decide, is there any possibility by agreement that these individuals could be designated de facto custodians? And
just one more thing real quick. I think there was a period of time after the dad found out he was the father that he didn't take custody right away. I don't know that for a fact, but when you hear the judge at the end, he sort of admonishes the father a little bit. So there's something happened that we missed.
there could be an agreement on the custody of this child, a joint custody situation.
There is always the possibility of agreements on these things.
Well, let me ask you something. Because Judge Harris is a special judge, he would probably have to be reappointed to this case to hear anything. I mean, I'm sure there's been, or he'd have to come down. Why don't we get the parties in a room to see if there can be an agreement of de facto custodial situation and some kind of agreement on joint custody for the child. It appears to me from what I've seen here that the child's been going from here to there. The mother's given up. Everybody, y'all agree the mother doesn't need to have anything to do with the child. You agree with that?
No.
Okay, y'all agree with that. Well, we've got some point of, you agree with that, right? Have some point of agreement. Now, I don't know what will happen, but I think they probably do have an independent action to establish de facto custodial situation. And at that point, the two judges would have to probably talk and to see what was the proper venue to pull them into the action there with that new status. Because that status could have been established here separate from what happened in the other case if they check all the boxes. I don't know whether they check all the boxes or not. Okay. So
And-
we're just out without arguing that case and making that potential being there. Could y'all go back to one of the rooms here to see if there's any possibility of doing that?
Judge, at this point, I cannot, in good conscience, in good faith, and with my knowledge of what the de facto custodian statute consists of, there's no way that I can agree or advise him that they should be called de facto. I do not believe that this court, once you hear all of the testimony and look at the exceptions, can, under the law, find that they're de facto
That
custodians.
could very well be true.
I mean, I fully believe that.
And, you know, and he's heard you say that that you don't believe there's any possibility of doing that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he might not want to do that anyway after he sits down, because by agreement, he could acknowledge him as de facto. If he wants to, with your advice on the record that you don't believe they need.
Unless we don't know. So I think the mother's jail and drugs. That's what I think. And he was in a relationship with her. So it's possible he's jail and drugs too. Like maybe he just got released. Who knows? Who knows? But if he is, you know, if he's not safe, then the foster parents can win. But I don't know that. I don't know anything.
Criteria. I'm just asking if there's any possibility to talk about it. Now, if there's not any possibility to talk about it, then I can schedule this for a hearing.
Well, so.
It's okay.
So here's where we might be able to find some way to be able to come together.
Yeah.
There's always a way to be able to come together and get the result that needs to be gotten, but not necessarily go through the route that was originally anticipated to do that. These folks love this child. They have cared for the child. I mean, that is not an issue in any place, nor does anybody dispute his 14th Amendment, if nothing else, right to due process with respect to his child. And it's all there. I believe that if the parties through counsel, with advice appropriate, were to put together an agreement that gives everybody a piece of what they want, I think that we can do that. I've worked many times with Ms. Capps, and we haven't had one yet that we haven't settled. Now, the problem that I have is this: I am gone for the entire month of July. So it would, in order to be able to get together for a hearing, for example, I would have to beg the court for something in August.
Does everybody agree that the child is safe now?
Everybody agrees the child is safe.
The child should, if there is, ultimately the child has to be uprooted, that it should be uprooted once.
Well, here's the problem. The document under which they're holding the child is, I haven't seen it, but I have been advised that this was when he was in need of hospitalization, something to do with his kidneys, I believe. And they wouldn't take him to the hospital before they went to the lawyer's office.
I don't.
Well, no, I'm not understanding the court.
Such as that. They're holding somebody hostage to not get a medical treatment, to get them to sign something?
Is the court?
I can hear testimony about that.
Right.
But let me tell you something. It's incongruent.
She tried to speak. Wait. I just don't get it. Let her speak. I want to hear what she has to say.
For you to stand there and talk about what wonderful people these are and everything, and then say they denied someone medical care until they sign a document on. I mean, those two things are incongruent.
I don't find them incongruent at all, Judge. And
Well,
thank
I
you
know.
for, thank you for letting me, thank you for engaging in this
Yeah.
interplay, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, that's what I've been led to understand. I have not seen the order by which, the
Do you have
permission by which
agreement
they've got it.
that you give them a copy of?
But it sounds like it might be some type of a power of attorney to get.
Judge, it looks like, from looking at it, it looks like somebody printed out a blank form that says power of attorney for temporary
Why don't you make
delegation.
us having a copy of?
Listen to her
No, it's
talk.
not inconsistent
Good
at
job.
all.
Well. Now, was your client attempting to get custody or possession of the child back, for lack of a better word, from before they filed this thing here? But they filed this motion to be de facto custodian. Until then, was he wanting to come and get the child?
Yes, the
Did he make a
testimony will
demand for
establish
the
it.
child?
No, Judge, he did not.
So we got
And I've
two
provided
sides.
copies of text messages.
I've got some text messages.
Between
from-
my clients and Mr. Honeycutt, where they have reached out to him multiple times and he doesn't respond.
Okay.
Months
Well,
before
I
this
don't
was
want to, you know, here's the thing about it. Let me see how we do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to say anything.
Yes. We do. No, you don't need to say that. You don't know what that is. Statutory.
Whisper louder, please.
Okay. You're gonna be out the month of July. Did you-
I'll be out the full month of July, from July the 1st, and actually I'll be returning on the 28th. I'll be in Somerset 3 days during that time
Okay.
period. So August is what I'm looking at. Thursdays are.
I'm not inclined to sign any order to deliver the child back to your client on what I know now. Okay. I'm just not inclined to do that. Might be right, might be wrong.
So if we were to call it, rather than timeshare, call it temporary visitation, so dad and his family at least gets an opportunity to spend some
I'm all
time.
for that.
All right, so
I'm all for this, you know, this child's grandparents
yes,
deserve a right to have involvement in the child's life. They are biologically and forever linked to this child. They deserve some visitation. But
absolutely.
until I unsort this,
Yeah.
I don't know what sort of medical treatment, addictive behavior, whatever has been going on here through all of this, why he wasn't involved. I don't know that. Okay. Was that what he was hospitalized for? Is it something
on
wrong
that-
with his
on this
kidneys
particular-
because of drug use? I
Now,
mean,
this particular one, I don't have full details. I've asked for medical records, and Judge, I just haven't had time.
well,
since I-
yeah, and I understand, but I don't know, like, my thoughts, where's he been?
Yeah.
Where's he been? The child's been here with them. Where's he been until they start to establish some permanency for the child? And that's the reason I think they might have some kind of claim to establish de facto here. And at some time, these cases have all got to be merged because the mama is going to pop up one of these days, you know, and if she hasn't been, right now, her parental rights haven't been terminated. So y'all go back and see if you can reach some kind of agreement until we can take proof on this sort of thing. And both of you have an opportunity, quite frankly, you haven't really been given enough time to make a complete defense
I
on
haven't had my
all
20
the
days.
loops that you got to jump through, okay?
Right.
And you probably haven't had opportunity to make sure that all the proof that you want me to ultimately
No, I have
hear
not, Judge.
is there. So let's, my grandmother used to say that you measure cloth twice and you cut it once.
Said it
right?
once.
Okay, so let's go back there and measure some cloth and see what kind of visitation that we can get, okay?
Judge.
And
I was headed for trial the other day. This is another one that you can have. My 7-year-old, I said, you have advice. He said, well, do good for good people, but understand that everybody has a story. And that was a 7-year-old.
No, we
who came
didn't.
up with that.
Okay.
So,
That's perjury. That's perjury right there. He lied on the stand. His 7-year-old didn't say that. That's something that never happened. Arrest him. Bailiff.
I used to go up to the Kentucky Center of Performing Arts, and they had these story times down there. And after everyone told their story, they'd say, everybody's got a story. What's yours? And the person to get up and tell it. Okay, I'll wait here while y'all go back.
No,
through things.
He doesn't have a 7-year-old. Look at him. He has a 70-year-old son.
Okay, does anybody else have anything on the docket?
Thank you, Judge. All right, I'm just going to peek to see if part 4 of the shooter case may be downloaded. Maybe. Oh, it did, guys. Get out of here. Look at that. Hold on. I'm downloading it. Hold on, I'm just looking. It looks like it's going to take another minute or two to download. So, I don't know if we do Fleischer and do this afterwards. All right, let's hop into Fleischer. It's just so good today. We got I don't know why I'm lagging. We got a meltdown in Judge Fleischer's courtroom. So I'm just looking real quick. We'll do the shooter tomorrow. That's not what I wanted to do. Part 1. You know I can delete your message, right? Guys, watch this. You ready? Boom. I wanted to get the beginning because
Okay. Let's roll, nerds.
Yes.
Page 13, Hightower, come on up.
Okay, when you hear Hightower, who else is thinking it? And who else is too young to understand what I mean? He's definitely not Hightower. Lies.
Trevion Hightower.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hightower, you're charged with assault family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer, A lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On November 27th, 2022, officers were dispatched to a family disturbance at Walmart. The complaining witness advised she was driving and observed the defendant pull in front of her and begin swerving back and forth. The complaining witness parked her vehicle at Walmart, and the defendant pulled in front of her, blocking her vehicle. When the complaining witness attempted to walk towards Walmart, the defendant grabbed the complaining witness around the neck, refusing to let go while she screamed for help. The witness stated they observed the defendant place the complaining witness in a headlock, and the complaining witness was screaming for help. The defendant admitted to grabbing the complaining witness by her shoulder/neck and arm area. The officer observed a bruise on the back of the complaining witness's neck and redness on the complaining witness's arm.
So you said that they were choking. Any impeding breath or no?
No, you're not, Your Honor, not from the DEMS.
Mr. Hightower, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
Michael, did Victoria tell you I said hi to you earlier?
I don't see a protective order has been issued. Do you see
No,
one?
I don't see one.
All right. I'm entering what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. That is a court order that identifies Trayuna Waters as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? If you violate this court order, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. And Mr. Hightower, that's one of the worst cases you could pick up. You violate those court orders, I can hold you at no bond.
Michael, I really want you to pay attention to the end of this because you're going to see what Victoria did to someone in this courtroom. It's not pretty. You better mind your P's and Q's, mister.
Zero bond, and I will do it in a second to protect every person of Harris County. You have a Texas driver license, sir. Can you run his license, please, Ms. Garza?
Yes, sir. He's audible.
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So first, I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We will have you sign them, and then you'll be free to go. Mr. Hightower, you got out of jail because you got a free bond. You will not get another one. You pick up a new case, violate these conditions in whatsoever way, I'm going to put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond extremely high. If you don't have anyone to bond you out, you'll be stuck like Chuck. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Page 14, Kane, come on up.
What was the last name?
Kane, K-A-N-E.
With a K. I see it. Is it
Vickery.
Vickery? Mr. Kane, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews if you cannot afford a lawyer. A lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Let's do probable cause. Please don't say anything. Okay.
On March 27th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance. The complaining witness advised that the defendant was delivering a mattress.
I sure do. Strong. Stronger. A little stronger. A little bit more. There you go.
And the complaining witness went inside to get money, and the defendant followed the complaining witness in and told the complaining witness told the defendant to leave and lock the door. The defendant kicked the door down, causing $1,000 worth of damage to the door frame. Defendant pushed the complaining witness backwards and took the mattress with him. The defendant advised officers that his employee footage which showed the defendant to be the culprit.
So there's actual video footage of it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Kane, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in
Half a
possession of
bison.
weapons. Do you want to
Hefeweizen is my favorite drink. If I just had a nice cold Hefeweizen, that's my favorite.
understand? We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. You got out of jail because you got a free bond. You will not get another one. If you have contact with the complaining witness, if you pick up a new case, you will go to jail. You no more PR bonds. Do you understand? I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Page 12. Come on up.
No,
Is it Gut?
he said it's Gutierrez, but yeah, it's spelled that way.
We'll find out right now. What is your name, sir?
Gutierrez.
Is it Jimmy
Jimmy
Gutierrez?
Gutierrez.
Yeah, that's why, and the paperwork he has shows it the same as on the, what's on the document.
Yeah, well, because they're gonna, whatever, but. Are you able to run an NCIC on this individual?
Judge.
Do you need-
I'll try, but he's not documented as a strict offense, so I don't really.
This is a boating while intoxicated?
No, that was my mother-in-law, Hefeweizen.
Okay, I think we need to do a name change then, please. Mr. Gutierrez, you're charged with boating while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On June 23rd, 2024, the Texas game warden on patrol were enforcing water safety compliance on the San Jacinto River. The Texas Wildlife Code grants the game warden's authority to make water safety inspections. The officer observed a jet ski flipped upside down, and the two occupants having difficulty getting it turned over and back on.
Is that a bunny
Officers
on his
stopped to
shirt?
help and got the two people on board the officer's boat. Officers asked the two what happened, and the male said that they lost control and fell off. Defendant was observed operating the jet ski and ID by his Honduras consultory card. Officers observed an odor of alcohol on the breath, bloodshot, red glossy eyes, and the defendant said that he had had 4 beers. The defendant did not have a boating education card. HGN was 6 of 6. DIC was red with a BAC of 0.127 and a 0.136.
Did they take it back to some kind of station to take a breath test, or was that a PBT?
Let me take a look, Judge, just to make sure.
They did take him back and then also did walk and stand and then, or one mud stand and.
That interpreter should be a bounty hunter. And is that a bunny on his shirt? What is that with crossbones?
The walk and turn.
At the station?
Yeah, he was booked at the station, Judge, and that's where they discussed.
Where was it?
Ah,
What station was
okay.
it booked at? That's
This
interesting.
was, so it's the agency is Texas Parks and Wildlife, but let's see. It's Harris County Joint Processing.
Oh, they're
Or
running
bad.
all the way over here. I wonder how far. Whoa, okay. So your name is Jimmy Gutierrez. Okay, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
No.
Are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission?
What happens if you go to jail, sir? Think. What happens if you go to jail?
I get a new husband.
I don't know.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Ahí estamos sin permiso.
Sin permiso.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
Probably get deported.
Not probably.
Okay.
The problem is you will wait in custody for 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. I'm putting conditions on your bond now. This is the only warning that you're going to get from me, Mr. Gutierrez. You violate any of these conditions, I will put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle whatsoever. A car, a boat, a plane, a yacht, a motorcycle, no
Segue.
driving.
No
If I find
segue.
that you drive, I will be beyond upset. You will be signing a promise with me today. This is an affidavit that you're not to drive any vehicle, Mr. Gutierrez.
Who else doesn't want the judge to be beyond upset? Be happy.
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I will get you to Victoria where we're going to have you sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Tracy for your bond conditions. And after that, you may leave. When you come back, have a lawyer. If you fail to show up back to court, a warrant will issue. You will not get any more PR bonds, Mr. Gutierrez.
I think he's allowed to have roller skates, guys.
Please.
I love roller skating.
Page 15, Mendoza, Moreno.
There's Victoria.
Are you Eugenia Mendoza Moreno? Oh,
Spanish.
that's right. Take your time, please.
I have a lawyer.
Mr. Subway's coming, guys.
Yeah, we don't know when he's going to get here. We're going to do probable cause. We do this with every single person that comes here. Miss Mendoza, we're not going to wait all day. And we don't know when he's going to show up. They know we start court promptly at 9. You are now charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Oh,
You have the
yeah,
right to have an
she's
attorney
coming.
present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. And if you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am.
You got in
On
trouble.
January 23rd, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on a minivan for having a paper tag with inconsistent font and the Texas flag watermark was not billowing. The license plate check did not return a vehicle. The defendant was the driver and stated that she purchased the plate 2 months prior and that she paid $80 for the tag. She said she knows that you're supposed to register the tag, but was too busy.
Okay. Have you run her license to see if she has a license? Okay. Miss Mendoza Moreno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes.
You are a United States citizen?
She's showing over.
I am.
Okay. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? I'm ordering you not to drive
I
any
said
vehicle
bounty
unless
hunter.
that vehicle is properly registered. Do not pick up any new cases, otherwise I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, ma'am. For now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. After that, I will have you take a seat. Do not leave until your lawyer comes so we can speak to him. Please. Good morning, Mr. Ortega. How old are you, sir?
Huh?
How old are you?
How am I? I just turned 19 this year.
Okay, I'm just asking, I'm just curious how old you are. Mr. Ortega, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine on that charge. The reason that we took you into custody is because you have an open warrant on your felony, you're on felony probation for injury to either a child or an elderly or a disabled person, I don't know. They have since filed a motion to revoke that probation, alleging, and among other things, that number one, you picked up this case. Number two, you failed to report, and it looks like several other things. For now, we're going to do probable cause to see whether we're going to go forward with this case. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Your Honor, on or about June 23rd, 2024, at approximately 1 a.m, officers were dispatched to a disturbance. The officers made contact with the defendant and the homeowner, who were having a verbal altercation about some money the defendant had misplaced while shopping in the garage sale earlier at the location. The defendant was advised that he was trespassing and advised for him to leave the property. The defendant kept arguing with both the deputy on the scene, stating he wanted his money back. The defendant attempted to get the defendant to leave on his own, accord multiple times, with the defendant refusing and arguing with the officer. The defendant eventually left, but came right back while the officer was attempting to get information from the homeowner, and interrupted and stated he wanted his money back and he's not leaving. Defendant added the officer needs either to arrest him or he's going to punch the officer and make the officer arrest him. The defendant climbed a fence and hopped back onto the homeowner's property after the officer gave him multiple commands for him to stop.
Whose house was he at? I thought you said he was at his mom's house.
He was at he was at a house that he had
I
shopped.
need your help, man.
The homeowner was someone who was running a garage sale earlier in the day.
Okay, so he went to a garage sale basically, and
And he came back at 1 a.m. to because he misplaced some money.
1 a.m. he came back. Mr. Ortega, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with these people. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using illegal dope or any kind of substances, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. As far as it stands now, you're on bond for our case here. What's holding you is the felony case.
What's with my bond be?
With us, you don't have to, you're on bond as it is. You're at no bond on the felony case. So not until you get felony court will you be able to see what, if anything, that they put your bond at. But you're on probation, so I don't know what they're going to do. Let me ask you this. Did you graduate from high school?
Sir.
What are you doing with your life now?
What am I doing with my life right now?
Yeah.
Shit, I got 2 jobs and shit, my mama locked up. Shit, I'm the one that be putting money on her books, you know. And if I get locked up, then I don't know what can I say.
Putting
That's
money
why I
on
look
his mom's
decent right
books.
now. I would just like to look decent, and, you know.
So let's do this. I'm going to give you a lawyer today. I'll have you speak to the lawyer.
Yeah.
My first mode of business with you is to make sure that you graduate from high school. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to keep you for as long as it takes to get that done. You understand, sir?
I'm even working on my Texas ID because, like,
I don't care about your ID.
yes, sir, but
No.
I cannot no longer being here, you know, because, like, I need to feed my mama too. She's 58, she's 58 years old and she's doing 25 years. And
Hold on, Mr. Ortega, please. So Tracy, let's get on this little gentleman here, okay? No dope, no alcohol, no contact with the people and the homeowners. And then when he does eventually get out, if because at some point, you're going to get out. When you do, you must come back to court here, and I'm gonna put you on a plan to get your GED.
That's why
You
I came.
understand?
That's why I came out here to make things right.
I'm gonna make sure that it happens, Mr. Ortega.
Me too, my friend.
Okay, so.
Because from right here, I was supposed to go see my probation officer.
His
We'll
mom
get
is
there.
either doing
So now,
25 or
Victoria, if you can appoint
35.
someone and
I
then
couldn't understand him.
I guess shift in the next couple days, we'll have them come back. All right. Oh, Tracy, no weapons as well. No, the felony court's gonna, I mean, I think they're gonna do that. And then we'll see, yeah, go for it.
All right, page 17, Perez. Natalia.
Fozzie's doing math. Someone go help him.
Do you speak English? How many PR bonds has Miss Perez gotten?
1 GOB, 1 PR bond.
Take a seat for me in the jury box.
Do you want me to reach out to Nathan?
Yeah.
All right, Judge. Let's see. Page 20, Ross, come on up.
All right, good morning, Miss Ross. Ma'am, you were charged with a liquor violation. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, ma'am. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On March 12th, 2023, TABC conducted an underage compliance operation at Randall's. The cashier, the defendant, sold 1 Bud Light to a 16-year-old after briefly looking at his ID.
Okay. All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's a probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you still employed there, ma'am? What happened?
Hired me Sunday.
So are you working now?
I haven't been able to find work.
Okay, would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay. Deputy, you mind giving an application? I'm going to give you an application. I'm not going to put any conditions on your bond. Just don't pick up any new cases. That's all we're asking. Okay. I will have you go to Victoria Center Reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll wait for a lawyer for you.
Page 3. Top of page 3.
Okay, Mr. Babode, come up.
It's showtime, guys. It's showtime.
By the way, sir. Sit all your property right there.
Mr. Hightower?
There's no problem, just sit all your property right there.
Sir,
Good morning.
you have a lawyer today.
No, sir, I don't. I don't think I need one. Forgive me for saying that, but the original police report incriminates me. Can I read?
No,
Okay, it's fine.
you need a lawyer to represent you.
Sorry, can't afford one.
What do you do for in life, sir?
So to give you background who I am, you can Google my name, come Kids Harbor. That's an orphanage. I don't have anything. I don't have no one. So please say I cannot afford a lawyer. You understand that?
I don't want to talk about the case. I just want to know, do you work? What do you do for a living?
I just got a job, okay, and I have an apprenticeship. I don't make that much money, okay? Can't afford a lawyer. That's what I'm saying.
What's your apprenticeship?
Upholstery.
Upholstery.
Yes, sir.
How much money do you make a month?
I just started, but it's probably around 1,200.
What were you doing before that?
Subway, 5 years. A Subway.
Okay. I guess you got fired from Subway? What happened?
No, I don't want to work past Subway 5 years, so what I look like. And I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but working at Subway for 5 years, it does something to you. Okay, so I quit because I'm being honest, I quit Subway because it's 5 years of Subway. What am I gonna do? You know?
I
Can't blame me for that.
I agree with you.
That was. But I mean, like, that's pretty much me right now. But if I can just explain, if you let me explain, can I explain the police report? Because it decriminates me, Sarah.
I'll give you a lawyer today.
Okay.
I'll have you speak to the lawyer. The lawyer
Decriminates
can
me.
get your side to the DAs, and then they can try to work something out for you, okay? So just hang tight. I do need you to fill out an application for me. I don't know if I have one on, let me just check it out.
Be the prosecution.
Sir.
You're not allowed to
That's
talk.
all okay. Because it literally decriminates me, sir. Okay.
Speak to the attorney when you get appointed.
So I need an application for you to fill out. Once you fill it out, I'll take a look at it. I'll grant it for you, and then I'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily. Okay?
Same day or do I have to
Today?
come out?
Yeah, today. It'll be a while because we have to find one, but just be patient. But I'll have you speak to someone today. Okay? Stephen, do you mind giving an application?
So you're gonna come over here and sign.
If I had a nickel every time I was decriminated,
Go ahead, piece of paper.
Yes, I'll print it out.
I'm not trying to see, but I like reading.
he's gonna go to prison for whatever his offense is. I don't know. He's gonna go to prison. He's gonna be sitting in there in his cell. What are you in for? Murder? Yeah, well, I did five years at Subway. Changes you. Changes you.
Page 8, Dixon, come on up.
Personal protection. We'll send it to the jury box.
Mr. Kane.
He has art supplies with him. Don't worry.
Good morning, Mr. Dixon. Do you have a lawyer today? Oh, you have one? Oh, you said you're going to, or you have? Okay, would you like more time? Okay, I'll have you sign a reset. We'll give you more time, and then just give them a call, please. So this is here, so like this one, the 251.
There's Melissa working hard. She's so pretty.
So this one was revoked at 2,500. So
I didn't point it out, but if you watched carefully on my stream, Melissa had a little helper today.
I was gonna put here 2,500. So you want me to put here revoked and then put the date? You want me to do it there?
I thought it would be able to-
Garcia,
Because you
come
know
on
where it
up.
says sign, it should give you an option to change the date, but it doesn't. Just put the date there.
Where, right here?
Yeah.
So that we revoked it on. 6/24. So
Just put 6/24 since. Okay.
yeah, okay. Okay.
Is it only one or two?
No, it's two of them. And then the other one's at 5,000.
All right, go ahead and sign.
Melissa, Victoria, and the judge all come together later and wave, but I don't think I got it.
I can't handle the paper? Are you joking? I'm getting sued over John did so. Look at the paperwork, Don did so.
Can you mind?
Judge.
He just keeps on giving, guys. Don't worry. He's coming back again, too.
On a case like this, the allegations actually arose. The allegations on the violation were arose less than a month after the felony was picked up. He is habitual, he knows that, so, you know, bond amount on the felony is 50. And if we were to, if the court were to issue a reduction as they would request, we will like.
It was off camera. Judge is sitting there. Mr. Subway's in the jury box. Stephen is way over by the door. Mr. Subway gets up and starts coming towards Judge Fleischer. I think to talk. I think just to talk. Stephen got him, pulled him out of the courtroom. Just like that. It happened quick.
Same as the felony, which is 50.
Okay. Ms. Garza, would you let us know what happened in the violation of protective order, please?
On March 14, 2024, in Harris County, the complaining witness went to the Harris County Assessor's Office. While waiting, the complaining witness saw the defendant. The complaining witness ran out of the office where the defendant followed her to the car.
That's right.
The defendant said, "I'm gonna get you, motherfucker." And the defendant is on bond for assault of a family member with previous conviction. As part of the bond conditions, in that case, the defendant is not allowed to communicate with the complaining witness in a threatening or harassing manner.
You haven't gotten it yet.
I haven't.
So he actually doesn't get to her, right?
No, he verbalized it right to her, but he does not assault her anyway in the violation of protective order.
And in the felony assault case, is it impeding breath or how bad?
Judge.
I will definitely give you a bond reduction. Okay. Mr. Johnson, I think the bond is a bit excessive. However, understand that so he is a true habitual upstairs?
Yes, looks like Judge striking with the hand, so there's no allegations of impeding breath.
Okay, so you're facing up to a minimum of 25 up to life, up to 99 or life in prison on the case upstairs with ours. Swain. She's the lady that was in the walker, threw a fit when we took her in that one time. Kane, she's kind of
Diana Sims?
Diana Sims.
Yes.
First
This is
off,
it
Diana
from the
Sims never
beginning.
filed anything. Number two, she has bond violations. So
I thought she filed a motion to sub that same day. Ortega filed a motion to withdraw. Maybe that's what it is.
no, she didn't do anything.
What's the case number on the check?
It's 2502-375. But bottom line.
So there's Stephen right there.
Hey, I'm sorry to bother you. Do you remember Christy McSwain? That was the lady that you were gonna get subbed out by Diana Sims with a head. Okay, Diana Sims never filed anything. She's done nothing on it. So do you mind still staying on the case? If you don't want to, I understand. I'll just appoint someone else. She is not bond violation. That's the problem. If you want to stay on it, or if you want to.
Have a seat. Have a seat, sir.
Take it.
I can't handle deeper. Are you joking? I'm getting sued over Don Disso. Look at the paperwork, Don Disso.
Can you mind staying?
I always try to cut out when Judge is on the phone. I think that's why I cut that part out.
What would you like as far as a bond reduction?
Was $10,000 now at the most.
You said 50.
Yes, sir.
So I'll split the baby.
Do not
I'll
split
do it to
babies.
35. And that kind of cuts this one in half anyways. I still think that's excessive too, man. You know?
Well, the court ultimately is your bonds, Judge.
Yeah.
I
mean,
thought it was
I'll give you insurance. I'll
Melissa's.
give you
It's
10,000.
yours.
Mr. Johnson, understand that you're not to have any contact with this person. And I'm going to tell you now, and I think I've already told you before, but the Texas Constitution does not allow me, but in very, very limited circumstances, to hold someone at zero bond. This is one of those instances. If you are charged with a violation of a protective order and you violate any of the conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every single person of Harris County.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether you're going to be able to make the bonds on these cases or not, but if you do, one of the things I am going to order you is to have a GPS monitor prior to release. I got to figure that the felony court is also probably going to do something similar, and no weapons and no contact with complaining witness.
Yes, sir.
As far as its counsel now wants to withdraw from the case. And so you do want to withdraw, correct?
Yes.
Right. And I imagine because they're not getting paid, right? So what I will do is I will appoint your lawyer today so that you do have someone to talk to. Is there an offer in the felony case now?
25 years.
They've offered 25.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if he takes anything upstairs, okay. So they've offered you 25 upstairs. I don't know what you guys are going to do upstairs. They have offered for whatever you do upstairs to dismiss this case down here. We'll wait to see what happens for now, and then just we'll keep us in the loop, and we'll keep you in the loop for whatever
Okay,
happens.
can I ask like about the beat? No, okay.
Any questions?
I don't want to talk about the case. I've got a bunch of DAs here, and everything you say, they're going to sit there and type it, use it against you. That's why it's best really just talk to your lawyer. They can answer your questions. If it requires DA input, the lawyer can always do that for you. But regardless, I'm taking them off now, and I'm going to appoint you someone new today. And then we'll have them come talk to you momentarily. Okay?
Thank you, Yana. You have a good day.
See it. Oh, no, but counsel,
Yes.
we need you to file a motion to withdraw.
I'll behave, I'm sorry. Oh, you tried to smile a little bit.
Oh.
I saw that.
Yeah,
No.
what I say about composing.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to be nice.
But nice is with actions as well, right?
I will compose myself properly, sir. And I would like to apologize to everyone in the court. I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
Stephen, just.
No. Can I say so? I'm not trying to do. You know, first like this. I'm innocent. I am innocent. Read the original police report. I'm innocent.
Calm down.
I am innocent. I will not comply with this.
I mean, are you living there?
I'm gonna let him out. I just need him to calm down and he's just trying to do whatever he wants to do, whatever, you know?
Okay, I got the rest of it. Don't worry, I just have it on another clip. But he'll be back. Don't worry. He will comply, guys. He will comply. So I think now we're going to get to see Cloud's favorite person, the orange and green.
I'm not sure.
There she is.
Don't show that it's deferred or probation.
Okay, this is Judge. He's gonna hear from the prosecutor your criminal history, and if he thinks you're a candidate, someone that should get a bond.
Good morning, Ms. Fauset. How's jail?
Not good.
Great. That's good news. Because if it was fun, then we'd have a problem. You were wanted here, or we have you in jail here because you're wanted for some crime out of state. I have no idea why. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that you're a fugitive, so you are an inherent flight risk. I don't know anything about you. All I know is that you want a bond. My primary concern are two things. Number one, and most importantly, is if we let you out, is the public safe? And number two, if we let you out, are you going to go back? Hold on.
Sorry.
Speak on money.
You know, everyone here tells me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, that it's all hunky-dory, but on paper is how we get to know you. I know that you're gonna tell me stuff, but how would I know any different? I've never met you. I don't know you at all. That's why I look on paper to really see how and what kind of person you are. All I know is that you're wanted out of Florida for robbery with a weapon. Mr. Kim.
Your Honor, state would be opposed to a bond. She was recently convicted of assault public servant, and I don't know how the enhancement worked in their jurisdiction, but that would put her 5 to life here. And so because it has a potential for a life sentence, is that we'd be opposed to a bond because of the
Well, I can't give a bond on a potential life sentence.
So the issue that I had with that, and I didn't have enough time to check the Florida statutes, is I don't know what they're, to be forthcoming, is I don't know how their enhancements work in their jurisdiction, but I know from Texas, because of the way it's charged, that I would be opposed. And so I can't equivocate it because I don't know the Florida.
You want to roll it to tomorrow to see?
It'll take me a couple minutes, but I can look it up now.
I mean,
But I would still be unopposed regardless, obviously.
I want to know if I'm not allowed to at the outset, because I don't want to give her a bond if I do, and then it's a potential, anything that has a potential life sentence, I cannot give a bond to. And I don't know, I obviously don't know about Florida law, but if you have prior history and they enhance whatever case you may have, it may enhance you to a potential life sentence. I mean, that's the problem with when you pick up cases. You got to be careful. The more things you pick up, it doesn't do you any good.
If I could just have maybe 5-10 minutes.
Take your time.
Another case
Well,
that-
I mean, if you want to, we can also roll it to tomorrow. Greg, can you be here tomorrow?
Well, if it's,
It won't take me that long.
If the court's okay, I'd like to address it today.
Sure.
I mean, I'm here tomorrow, but I'm sure she would want to address it today.
I know.
I can run to court 6 and come right back. I got a case in there, so it's no, I'm not going anywhere, is what I'm telling you.
Okay, why don't you go to court 6 and then come back?
Okay.
And then, do you have something with Carl too, Mr. Kim? In the room? Okay. Do we know, does he have a prior DWI?
No, sir, he doesn't have a prior. He does have a current felony for which they are going to dismiss upon completion of this case.
Got it. Okay, I see that he's charged with the possession upstairs. That's a-
Same transaction.
anytime, you know, anytime you can avoid a felony conviction, you're really winning. But you have to understand that they're not going to do this over and over and over. And if you don't get it, at some point, they're going to throw the book at you. For as it stands now, this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there forever. And like you heard me probably say earlier, with your history, you have a prior possession of controlled substance, prior possession of marijuana, now a DWI.
I'm not going to tell everybody where Victoria is right now, but she's probably, maybe talking to that guy. And I'll tell you why I think so in a minute.
And a felony possession of a controlled substance. Even though that felony now is going to be dismissed, an officer is still going to see it. And they're still definitely going to see the DWI. So what I'm telling you is that I guarantee you, wherever you go, whatever you drive, the next time you get pulled over, they're going to harass the hell out of you. It don't matter where you're going. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, who you're with, they're going to search you. They're going to give you a hard time. So don't give them the pleasure. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The fact that you have even the smallest, faintest odor of alcohol on your breath, they're going to take you in and charge you with a second offense. The fact that you may have anything in your car, you're going to go to jail. From now on, for $20, one click, $15, take you everywhere you want to go. Don't matter where you want to go. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charged for executing of a court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. You are entering into a contract with me now, stating that of all these conditions, you can successfully complete them. If you don't, there are dire consequences, and the consequence is that I will issue a warrant. I'm going to put you in jail. The only thing that we're going to talk about is if you violated this probation. If you do, you are facing 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you test positive, if you don't do your community service, if you don't do your classes, if you don't show up, all these will be cause for me to revoke your probation and put you in jail up to 180 days. And I'm going to tell you now, I have no problems doing it. I don't care if you get pissed off at me, you get your feelings hurt. I will do everything in my power to protect the public. I don't care who's in front of me. You understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
The conditions are, it's 180 days in jail to be probated for 15 months. You will do a DWI education class. This is how you keep your license. The fact that you do this DWI education class, you get to keep your license. So I'm not going to suspend it now. However, you must obtain a guardian interlock prior. Do you have one now? An interlock.
No, I don't have a vehicle.
How are you getting to point A to point B?
Friends and family.
Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today for this probation, promising us that you're not going to drive. And I'm telling you, Mr. Castaneda, now, there's nothing that makes me more upset than when someone drives without a license. I literally will, horns will pop out of my head if you get into a car and drive. You will do 2 victim impact panels. You will also do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must complete those conditions as well. Substance abuse treatment. No breath test.
Tom, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Refusal. If you were pulled over, if you're not wise enough and you get into a car and drive and you get pulled over and an officer asks you to submit a breath sample, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation. But obviously you'd be in violation by driving anyways. No drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock. Was there an accident in this case?
No guardian interlock at this time, Judge, you said.
I know, it is as part of the probation.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
He will, Castaneda, was there an accident? If you do not have a car, no accident, okay, great. If you do not have a car, you must have a handheld portable device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol. How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, Mr. Castaneda?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to the above agreement. I will not suspend your license. Be careful though, because I'm telling you, this is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Do you understand? I would never, even if you've had 1 beer, 1 glass of wine, don't get into a car because if you get pulled over, you're hosed. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
We see the clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
Just quick housekeeping before the next guy comes out. Tammy Camfield, I don't know if you're going to watch this later. I sent you a Discord message, but I don't know if you can see Discord. So Darkest Night gave me sent me a PayPal for my computer to get fixed, which I'm very thankful for. But I had some left over, so I know that you can't watch court videos because you don't have a device. So I sent you one. I just got a stupid message from Amazon that it won't arrive until Saturday. I thought it would have been there a couple days ago. But if you're watching this, if you can watch this, check your mail Saturday. I can't get a hold of you any other way. So I'm telling you there.
Good morning, Mr. Justice. How's jail? As soon as
Hi,
you're
American
done with
courts.
your sentence on the felony case, which you say it's on Thursday, I don't know, I'm going to check for you, but we will be doing the same thing where we will be amending the conditions to put you back into the dual diagnosis residential program. I told you that we are going to keep doing this until it takes. I know you don't like it. I know you're upset.
Lies.
At some point, it's going to take. And at some point, you're faithfully going to work the program. Mr. Justice, every time you jump the fence, this same thing is going to happen. Do you understand?
I understand clearly.
Good. I'm glad you do.
Just that's
It's okay. Understand.
Hi,
As soon as you're
Melissa.
done, back into DDRP you go. Do not jump the fence. Make the program work. Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
So I'll amend it as soon as Shatoria. Back to DDRP.
Okay, are we waiving all these fees? Okay, just making sure.
It's on today. It's on.
Judge, you have a very important problem. 248. 530.
Because I don't want to let him out. Let's see. Hey,
5, 7.
is there a bed? Is there a bed ready for him or no?
It'll be about 2 weeks before we get it.
Okay, so can we go ahead and amend the conditions now so that it's ready to go?
I'll put amendment and have them on the wait.
Okay, and then can you do me a favor? I'd like to know when the wait list ends because I want to admonish him one more time. The day before he goes to DDRP, I want to admonish him again to see if it sticks. So, so Victoria, let's wait to see what day that is. Well, no, just wait. Because she's gonna be able to see when the bed opens up and then we'll put the day before the bed opens up. I'm sorry if it's a. Well, I don't,
I just know that right now, this summer she's studying for the bar because she's going to take it in the bar.
Yeah, I should have cut that out. That was my bad. I'm a professional.
Yeah, let me just write this down for you.
Hey, look, I did it again. She's back.
She claims it's robbery with a weapon, not a.
Okay, that's from the state's attorney I spoke with. I mean, I can call him back again, but maybe just.
Yeah,
in my
can you
office.
please, because it's just a
So, well,
weapon. It's not-
I don't
it's
have
not
any way of.
deadly.
I don't have access to it, Your Honor. So the state is claiming it's a firearm. My client is claiming that it's a weapon, robbery with a weapon. So the difference is 30 or life, depending on what the actual charge is.
Right, so bottom line, I'm not gonna set you a bond now as it is, because I just don't know. I mean, if it's a crime that carries a term of life, I just can't give you one anyways, as even if I wanted to, I couldn't give you a bond. So at this point, why don't we just set it? She already has a waiver in place, right?
There's a waiver in place. The
So that
pickup
you're not
is
losing time.
Pickup was scheduled for July 15th.
Right now, like you said, it's scheduled for July 15th. I would say at the minimum, keep your waiver for now, because if you pull this waiver off, you'll lose all the time that you've done in custody now. So in the interim, they can take a look to see whether it is or not. But regardless, I'm gonna have a hard time giving you a bond as it is. You're a dangerous person. I know you say no, but paper says different. So even if it's not a deadly weapon, it's still a robbery case. A weapon was used and you're on, and what else did she have?
She had a prior conviction. She was released from parole in 2020, but that was for insult to public servant. She had 4 years TDCJ.
Yeah, at some point you gotta. Actions have consequences, Ms. Fauset. You cannot continue to pick up cases and something. So I guess let's just, you tell me guys what you want to do.
That has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if you have duct
got
tape, you
convictions,
could
the
just
judge
duct
explained
tape it
that to
up.
you. I can't force the judge to give you a month.
I'm not like
You're-
telling you
you-
to force him.
Well, you have a
to-
fugitive property
But
act.
you didn't even look into the paperwork or anything.
Because I was just appointed today and I don't have access to Florida, ma'am. I will reset. Can we reset her to Friday, Ron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's do Thursday or Monday. Just
Thursday's
because,
the 4th, so we can't.
right.
Sounds like Wednesday or Monday.
And then, yeah,
I can get a copy of the offense report. Obviously, it's gonna take time because they're gonna have to make sure, I am who I say I am versus some random asking. So it's gonna
you think Wednesday enough time?
no, Wednesday will be enough.
Okay, let's set it for
The
Wednesday.
state could share her Florida record for me because my client seems to think I can just produce Florida records, which I obviously can't to look at.
Yeah, I can
Get it
do
free.
the copy, but yeah, I can write it down manually because I can't. Just, yeah, I
Okay.
can do that.
All right, good luck, Ms. Fawcett.
Thank you.
I'll see you Wednesday.
Friday or Monday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
De Leon is the first one, page 28. Chambers County said they can pick up tomorrow. Who broke his pen?
I don't know. I tried to put glue on it.
I don't know why De Leon's not showing.
Look at them working
Oh, because
hard.
I did,
See
You did
that?
the thing already? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, and then.
Yeah, but they didn't enter it, so I was like, okay, that's why you came up today.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Yes, okay.
Tomorrow's okay.
And then page 29, you, Liberty County, burglary of a felony, no bond was set.
But have they said when they can come or no?
No, nothing, no updates, nothing. They just told me about De Leon.
Okay, let's give her a PR bond.
Okay, you wanna set the bond?
I know those ladies.
Burglary of a house.
10,000.
Yep. I was hoping Ramona would come in too.
10,000.
Yeah,
I think that was it. Do you wanna go over the rest of them?
yeah, let's do it.
Page 3.
Oh,
Goats at work.
who got the vote?
Slider. Do you want me to email him? to see
Oh,
if he can
Slider
come?
said he was gonna come back because he's not made it back.
Okay, well, I'll email him. when I get back.
Yeah,
Page 7.
okay.
Ceballos.
Sabalos.
Except for Raymond failed to appear.
Dude picked up another case, for real? Sabalos picked up a new case?
Well, this is his first arraignment for this case. I don't think he has any open ones right now. Right, but
Picked up another case. He's on probation for 8, really. Look at this. What the hell?
yeah, he's very popular.
Okay, I need, 5,001, and I need to do a bail order.
All right. The next one,
Hmm.
page 11, Gonzalez. Michael Pham signed on, but he hasn't shown up. And the defendant's here.
If defendant's here,
Yeah,
I guess let's just wait to see if he shows. Is that him over there in the red?
no, over there.
Okay.
No, red is a fan that came to visit and watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was on the judge.
Judge,
His name.
in a case like this, the allegations are.
He was chatting, he told us that he got kicked out. So I had to go.
You got the pen.
Allegations on the
No,
violation
he
of the order of laws and justice.
We need it. Rose.
I told him that. Page, okay, so the next one, page 19, Rodriguez, set for Raymond fell to here. This is his second.
Oh, it's 900. No, I mean Rodriguez, right?
Yes,
Okay,
Rodriguez.
so bye. Mr. Payne, see you tomorrow.
All right, we got one more appearance, guys. He's coming back soon.
Bye, Amy. See you tomorrow.
trying to see if she says no.
10,003, and I need to do another bail order.
Okay, I'll remind you. Oh, summer on page 2021.
15,004, and I have to do a bail order on that one too.
Okay. Next one. Page 25 and 26. Welcome. Except for arraignment, this was the second free bond.
Okay.
So it's like all of them need to be on this. Jeez.
All right.
She is. Yeah, she is.
10,003 on both.
Okay, bills.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get started on the bills.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah.
And Mr. Dixon got Miss Ferguson.
Okay. Is he still here?
Somewhere.
Yeah, you know, he always hangs out in his assigned court until you dismiss him. Okay. What happened to your pen, Judge?
Someone broke it,
Melissa.
How's it? Yeah, let's just tape it.
No, it's more ghetto.
Dude, you're ghetto like your sister.
Hey, man.
I will teach you new one.
You know how expensive these are?
No,
On a clerk salary, man. Yeah. So pretty too. Hot glue. What if we just hot glue?
Judge, legal fiction broke your pen.
My school was like.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, I wasn't back there. I wasn't back in the room where it happened. But I think Victoria had a talk with this guy. What do you think? Anybody disagree?
Good. I'll behave.
All we want you to do, Mr. Rabode, is give your side to Mr. Slider. Okay, he will help you work with this case so it can get the best result possible. Okay, understand that we don't appreciate when people come from over there all the way over here, because it's very possible that I didn't even see that you were here.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you. I'm
But
sorry.
the problem is that not everybody is as nice as you. What happens if someone comes and tries to attack me here? You know what I mean?
I'm sorry if that's ever happened.
So that's why it scares me.
Okay.
You come up this way. I didn't even see you until Steven looks at me and starts darting this way. I didn't even see you, and it scared the crap out of me.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, sir. Okay.
It's okay. And look, I don't think you mean any ill will. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, right? But
Oh, I debated not coming because this is scary. Like, it's scary being here. I don't like being here.
what I meant was, if I thought you meant ill will, I would already have you in jail.
Okay.
Right.
I appreciate you not locking me up. Thank you.
Of course not. I don't want to lock you up. I don't want to put you in jail. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Just understand, we have a certain
See how nice the judge is when you show a little shoulder? Yes, sir.
way that we handle things here, right?
May I say something? I don't say it.
Not about the case.
It's not about the case.
Yes,
I just
it
wanna
is.
say, and it's in the paperwork, I've already been in jail over this.
That's
I've
about
been
the case.
In jail over the weekend. I have the paperwork from the first time I went to jail, and I'm kind of curious why I went to jail because I didn't do anything.
I'm gonna let Mr. Slider explain that to you, okay?
Where's
So
his accent?
just be wary that all I need you to do at this point is stay in contact with him. I'm gonna waive the appearance for the next time. You don't have to come here. Okay? All I'm asking you to do is stay in contact with him. If he comes back to me though and tells me he can't get a hold of you, I will issue a warrant. And I'm gonna tell you, I will not give you any more PR bonds. So all you have to do is stay in contact with him. And if you do, good things will happen for you. And one more thing, don't pick up any new cases.
I'll try not to. I won't.
I don't think you will, but just remember, Not everybody's patient, okay? Anyways, all right. Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
all right, please. Mr. Road, best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
For sure. Victoria, do you have a reset ready for Mr. Vivode?
I'll gather all your stuff.
Salad.
We're gonna have to look out for his reset, guys.
Oh, sour. I thought you said salad.
If we get to see it, I don't even know. I don't even know. That was Judge Fleischer's day. That was Victoria's day. Melissa just got back from vacation and she had to deal with that. At least the judge looks really good today. Yeah, it was great. So sorry about part 4. Don't worry, I have all day to get these over to my beautiful computer, and then we won't have any more problems. It'll be the last of the crappy laptop problems. Hopefully. I shouldn't have said that out loud, darn it. I need wood. Anthony, get me a piece of wood. Oh man, if I said my mom asked me to go get her a piece of wood, I knew I was in big trouble. All right. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. I was going to put that spaghetti custody case out as a video, but now I can't because we already saw it. I need to knock on wood. Knock on wood. Tap on wood if you're in Australia. Tap on wood. No, my computer's not going to break. It's just not. It just can't. So tomorrow's the date, guys. Tomorrow's the big day. So I'm going to click. Oh, wait. Sorry. If you're here to see the videos, they're over. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming out. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow I get to push that button. Tomorrow. But I don't know how many days it takes. And I'm probably going to spend the day deleting videos. Just to be sure. I want to make sure everything is okay. Mostly everything is okay because Cloud used to make sure that nobody did anything naughty. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe, you know what's going to happen tomorrow? Let me tell you. I'm going to click that button and 5 minutes later, they're going to say, oh, you're right. You're right. You're fine. Go ahead. You were fine all along. It was just a joke. April Fools. Or I'm going to have to wait 3 months before they finally get back to me. I'm going to have to appeal 7 times. I'm going to have to write a letter. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to get on Discord if anybody wants to talk. If you don't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I can go make more shorts. Victoria, Melissa, have a good day at work today. Take care of Judge and Ramona. Tell Ramona we said hi. I'll probably see you in court unless I fall asleep, which is possible. Yep. Thanks, Texas. Bye, Lean. Oh, thanks. Not a number. Bye, Chris. Bye, beautifully inappropriate. Bye, Todd. Bye, CJ. Bye, Sarah. Might go psycho. Bye. All right. See y'all in Discord.